Bit of a break now, but still more chances at rain over the next few days. Let's start off talking down in the tropics. We'll start in the Atlantic here. Very, very quiet. It's been quiet for the last month or so, and it's going to remain quiet for the next 5 to 10 days. A few healthy waves coming off the coast of Africa, but they're running into very dry air, and also sea surface temperatures, which you need to be nice and warm to sustain tropical activity, have been a little bit below average so far for this point in the year. They're not cold, but not warm enough to support any tropical development there. So for the time being, they'll be closed down. But in the Pacific, a much different story. We're on our 8th named storm of the year so far. Hector is the newest one. Yesterday morning when we talked about it, it was a tropical storm. It's already gone past forecast intensities. It's a Category 2 hurricane already and expected to become a major hurricane within the next 48 hours. There's Hawaii right there. I point that out because as we look at the forecast track for this, as it strengthens, it'll head pretty much due west and then take a northwesterly trajectory. And by the time we get to, say, Tuesday and Wednesday of next week, that cone of uncertainty encompassing at least the Big Island of Hawaii. And if it does maintain itself as a major hurricane and impact the Big Island, last time that's happened was 15 years ago with the Niki. So been quite a while there, and it doesn't usually happen. Very, very rare to get Hawaii getting hit by a hurricane. Weather headlines here close to home, nice and quiet right now, at least in downtown Norfolk. South of here, a lot more active this morning. We have some storms developing, lifting to the north, and the same pattern that'll build the heat and humidity and also develop some storms will be with us for the next couple of days. Right now we're at 77 at the airport with a dew point in the mid-70s as well. But look what's going on to the south. A lot of thunder and lightning with these heavier downpours that are developing and lifting to the north. Out ahead of the main cluster, we have a few isolated downpours here out towards Wardville and lifting off towards the north, eventually heading towards the state line. Edenton over the last hour has been getting heavy downpours, claps of thunder, and also some lightning in there as well. And north or south of there, I should say, more developing and all lifting to the north. The Hosky under the gun next, and eventually areas in Virginia going to get their fair share too. As the overall pattern hasn't really changed, high pressure off the coast, a big digging trough to the west, pulling in that Gulf of Mexico moisture and throwing it all north into our area. Here's how it looks on Futurecast. Again, I think this is well overdone, or well underdone for this morning. As you saw on radar, there are storms out there already. As we go through the afternoon, more will develop as we see a little bit more sunshine breaking through those clouds. Have another cluster here by late afternoon, early evening. Things quiet down overnight, but we maintain the clouds. As we go into tomorrow, cloudy start to your Saturday. Eventually, that gives way to some breaks of sunshine. More showers and thunderstorms developing in the afternoon, but I think a lot of that does quiet down into the evening hours, and Sunday looking a little bit better as well. So 87 out there today, isolated downpours, warm and very humid, although a little bit cooler than yesterday. 73 tonight, mostly cloudy with an isolated shower early on in the evening. And if you're doing a little weekend getaway, heading anywhere within driving distance pretty much, you're going to still run into the chance of an isolated shower or downpour, as it's really an East Coast thing. 90 on Saturday, 91 Saturday if you're staying close to home. And past the weekend, right around 90 each day through the middle of next week. Still about a 1 in 4 chance at a shower or storm each afternoon.